Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to the course of software testing methodology. Today in this video, let us discuss about the strategies in data flow testing. This video is brought to you by Newton's Group of Institutions, Machella. This is Arvind Egireddy from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. So in our previous videos, we have seen some basic concepts related to the data flow testing. So we have seen that data flow testing is a specific strategy of software testing, and that is going to focus on the data variables and their values. And it is going to make use of the control flow graph. And when coming to its categories, data flow testing will be considered as an type of white box testing and a structured type of testing. So here in data flow testing, it keeps a check at the data receiving points by the variables and its usage points. So here data flow testing is being used to cover the path testing and branch testing gaps. And we conduct this data flow testing to detect the bugs because of the incorrect usage of the data variables or data values. Here, the programmers, they can perform numerous tests on the data values and variables. That's the reason we call this type of testing as an data flow testing. So here the data flow testing what we perform is being abstracted to two levels. That is what we have discussed in our previous video. That is one is static data flow testing and dynamic data flow testing. In the static data flow testing process, we involve analyzing the source code without executing the source code. And static data flow testing exposes the possible defects known as a data flow anomalies. Whereas coming to the dynamic flow of testing, in dynamic flow, which is going to identify the program paths from the source code. So this is the major difference between the data flow, static data flow testing and dynamic data flow testing. Now, let us see the strategies of data flow testing. Data flow testing strategies are structured test strategies. And these data flow testing strategies, they are based on the program's control flow graph. So here, data flow testing strategies which are based on the selection test path segments. So we also call these test path segments as subpaths. So here they satisfy some characteristics of the data flow for all the data objects. So in other words, we can say data flow strategies, they require data flow link weights like D, K, DU, DK. So all these things. So here the strategy X is stronger than another strategy Y if all the test cases that are being produced under the Y are included in those that is being produced under X. Conversely, for weaker. So here, coming to the terminology, here we have clear path segments, loop-free path segments, simple path segments, DU paths. So let us see what are all these. So what is a clear path segment means? So here in a clear path segment, which represents the variable X, which is connected to a sequence of links such that X is possibly defined on the first link and not been redefined or killed on any subsequent links of that particular path segment. So here all paths in the image are being defined as clear because variables X and Y, they are being defined over the first link. So you can clearly see in this particular image. So here on the variable X, all the paths are being clearly defined because X and Y are defined only in the between the link 1 and 3. Whereas coming to this particular figure, which is a more complicated situation. So here the following path segments are defined clearly, that is 134, 135, 5678 or 5674, 78910 or 7810, 781011 or 7896. Okay, here the subgraphs 1345, which is not defined clear because the variable is being defined on 13 and again on 45. So for practice, we can try to find all the definitions for the clear subpaths, for all the subroutines, for all the variables. Okay, so here, what is a loop-free path segments? So it is a path segment for which every node in it is visited at most once. For suppose if we consider this example, so here path 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 10. Okay, so this is a loop free because both they don't, 1 minute, because both are paths like suppose if we take 10, 11, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, again 10 and 11 and 12, of course. So which is not, because node 10 and 11 each are visited twice. Whereas coming to the simple path segment, it is the path segment wherein which at most one node is visited twice. Only one node is visited twice. So for example, 74567, 74567. Okay, is a simple path segment because 74567 only 7 is visited twice. It is simple path because either loop, it is neither loop free, or if there is a loop, only one node is being involved twice. So now coming to DU path. So DU path from node I to K, which is a path segment such that if the last link has been computed, or with which where the last link has a computational use of X, then the path is simple and definition is clear. And if node is J, that is the path is I, P, Q, R, S, T, J and K, then the link JK has a predicate use. Then the path from I to J is both loop free and is being defined clear. Now coming to DFT strategies. So let us discuss all these strategies with examples. So here we have all DU paths, ADUP. So here the most coverage is being given by all DU paths. So here all DU paths, which means from each variable we define node in the first node of the path and use node in the last node of the path. So here we will use all DU paths in this particular example. Next, all users, which means that for each variable, every node has a definition clear path to every use node. Whereas coming to all P users or some C users, which means for each variable, every defined node has a definition clear path to every P use node. And if there is no p-use node, then there should be at least one c-use node. Whereas coming to all c-uses or some p-uses, which means for each variable, every defined node has a clear definition path to the c-use nodes. And if there is no c-use node, then there should be at least one p-use node. Then all definitions strategy, all defs, which means for each variable, every defined node has a definition clear path to all the use nodes. And finally, all p-users. So here all p-users means for each variable, every defined node has a definition clear path to every p-used node. So now let us discuss all these DFD strategies with some examples. So the program, what we have seen earlier in the earlier slide, the same program, let us discuss using its control flow graph or data flow graph. So first one, coming to all DU paths. So the all DU paths strategy, which is the strongest data flow testing strategy, it requires that every DU path for every definition of every variable to every use of the definition be exercised under some test. For suppose, if you take for variable x, here in the image, because the variable x are used only in the length 1, 3. If you remember, the variable x we are taking it as input from the keyboard. So it is being defined only in the link 1 and 3. So here any test that starts at the entry satisfies this criteria. Whereas coming for variable z, the situation of variable z, which is more complicated because the variable is being redefined in many places. So for the definition of the link 1, 3, for the definition of the link 1, 3, we must exercise the paths that include the subpaths 1, 3, 4 and 1, 3, 5. So here the definition of the link 4, 5 is being covered by the path that includes 5, 6, such as subpath 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here the 5, 6 definition that requires path that includes the subpath 5, 6, 7, 4 or 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now coming to the variable v. So here variable v, which is being defined only once on the link 1 to 3. Because v has a predicate use at node 11 and 12. And the subsequent paths of the end must be forced for both the directions of the node 12. And the all DU path strategy for this variable requires that we exercise all loops free entry and exit paths and at least one path that includes the loop that is being caused by 11 and 4. Okay, so here note that we must test the paths that include both the subpaths 3, 4, 5 and 3, 5, even though neither of these has V definitions. And they must be included because they provide the alternate DU paths to the V on the link 5, 6. And here, although the 7, 4, which is not used in the test set for the variable B, it will also be included in the test set because that covers the predicate use of the array variable. So here, all DU paths strategy is the strongest criteria, but it does not take as many tests as it might seem at first, because anyone who tests simultaneously satisfies the criteria for several definitions and use of several different variables. Okay, so now let us see all use strategies. All use strategies, AU strategies. So here, this all use strategies is that at least one definition clear path from every definition of every variable to every use of the definition that is being exercised under some test. So just as we reduce our ambition by stepping down from all paths to just only to branch coverages, that is C2. So here, say we can reduce the number of test cases just by asking them to test, or the test set that should include at least one path segment from every definition to every use that can be reached by the definition. So if we take for the variable V, so if we are going to take this for the variable V, then the image of ADUP which requires that we include the subpaths 3, 4, 5 and 3, 5 in some test cases, because subsequent uses of V should be such a link as 5, 6 can be reached by either alternative in AU, or either 3, 4, 5 or 3, 5 can be used to start the paths. Of course, here we don't have to use both the things. So there is no necessity for using both the things. Similarly, we can skip the link 8, 10 link. If we have included 8, 9, 10, then we can skip the link 8, 10. So here, note that the whole we must include 8, 9, 10 in some test cases, because that is the only way to reach the CU's links 9, 10. But suppose our bug for the variable V is on the link 8, 10. So after all, we have to find the coverage set of paths that are under AU for the image. So that we can see here. Now coming to the third method, that is all P users, some C users. APU plus C. So here for every variable and every definition of the variable, that includes at least one definition free path from the definition to every predicate use. So if there are no definitions of the variable that are not covered by the above perceptions, and then we have to add the computational use test cases so as to require to cover every definition. So here for variable Z, the image of APU plus C, we can select the paths that all take the upper link of 12 and 13. And therefore, we do not cover the CUs of Z, but that's okay according to the strategy definition, because every definition is being covered with the links 1, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, link 7, 8. So which must be included because they contain the definition of the variable Z. So here links 3, 4, 3, 5, 8, 9, 8, 10, 9, 6, 9, 10. They must be included because they contain the predicate use of Z. So here we have to find the coverage set of test cases under APU plus C for all variables in the example, so that it only takes 2 tests. Okay, so I hope you got it. Now for variable V, if we are taking for variable V, so in image APU plus C is achieved by the variable by visiting the link 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, or even 10, 11, again 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2. So here 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, which is lower 13, 2. So note that the C uses at 9, 10 need not be included under the APU plus C criteria. So here all C uses and some P uses strategy. Sorry, all C uses or some P user strategy. So here all C users or some P user strategy is to first ensure the coverage by computing the use cases. If any definition is being not covered by the previously selected paths, then we have to add such predicates use cases as and when needed to ensure that every definition is included in some test case. Now for variable Z, so if you are using variable Z, so in image here, we can see that we can achieve the Z path by 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13 and lower part 2. But here the predicate use of several definitions are not covered. Especially here, the 1.3 definition is been not covered from 3.5 PUs. The 7.8 definition is not been covered from 8.9 use and 9.6 and 9.10 P uses. So this particular example that imply that APU plus C is stronger than the branch coverage, but ACU plus P may be weaker than or incompatible to the branch coverages. So now coming to the all definitions. So all definition strategy, AD. So the all definition strategy, they reveal that every definition of every variable which is being covered by at least one use of the variable. So here be in the use of a computation use or a predicate use. So for variable Z, path 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, here 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which satisfies the criteria of variable Z, whereas any entry or exit path satisfied it for variable V. So here from the definition of this particular strategy, we would expect it to be weaker than both the ACU plus P and APU plus C. Okay, so now coming to all predicate uses or all computational use strategies. Here, all predicate use strategy which is being derived from the APU plus C strategy just by dropping the requirements that what we include a C use for the variable, and if there is no P uses for the variable. And the all computation use strategy is derived from ACU plus P strategy by dropping the requirements that we included in P uses for the variable if there are no C uses for that variable. So it is obviously the ACU that should be weaker than ACU plus P. And APU should be weaker than APU plus C. So that is what we can see here in this particular picture. Okay. So now I hope you understood the concepts of the different strategies of software testing methodologies. So in the next class, let us see the ordering the strategies of data flow testing and what is meant by slicing, dicing, and we will see the applications of data flow testing. Thank you all.